Welcome to the Own It Show. I'm Heather Lee Chapman, your holistic performance and business coach. And I'm so excited to be here with you all today. It's time to stop sacrificing your health and freedom and start scaling your results in your business and all areas of your life. Here at Own It Empire, we help entrepreneurs become high performers and increase their awareness so they can increase their impact and create profitable business online so that you can truly own it. Welcome, everybody, to the Own It Show. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful to have you all here with us today. I am Heather Lee Chapman, your host and transformation coach. And we have special guest Ainsley here today, who's an incredible theta healer and is going to blow your mind, because today we're going to talk all about how to stop reverse manifesting and start attracting instead. So thank you so much for being on the show today, and please share more about you.
Thanks so much for having me again, Heather. It really is a privilege and a pleasure to chat with you about the things that we love. So as you mentioned, I'm a theta healer. I'm a theta healing practitioner, and I help people overcome stress in their life. Whatever you're stressing and struggling with in any area of your life, specifically relationships, finances, money, career, life purpose, I help people going through that understand why they are and really guide them in overcoming them and creating a more peaceful life.
I love that. Really getting clear on why we have all the struggles and traumas and things going on, and then how to overcome them. And the why helps us not repeat those circumstances and to get out of those trauma loops. So I know that, firstly, welcome back on the show. I want to say Ainsley was one of our guests in our very first episodes when we dropped onto Apple in 2021. So we are really grateful to have you back. Now, this is our Facebook and YouTube show. And Ainsley introduced me to theta healing. I had been struggling with chronic back issues, and I had a slip disc. And it had been a couple of years, and I had actually was probably going on 3 years, and I had worked with all the best practitioners, but basically I was told that kind of just be okay, that this was going to be my quality of life. I might not run, it might hurt to run, all the things. And I thought, I refuse to accept this. And I went to one of Ainsley's introductory sessions into theta healing, and my mind was blown. So I bought the book. I took it home. I read the first part of it and took the theta healing meditation, sat on my balcony for 3 days in a row in the sun on a zero gravity chair down by the lake in Toronto. And 3 days later, I was doing weights, pain-free, that I hadn't been able to do in almost 3 years. And every time I tried, it set me back for weeks at a time with chronic pain. And so I remember crying in joy, like, wait a second. I can run. I don't want to cry when I walk. I can do weightlifting. And that's when my mind really opened up into the full holistic perspective. I'd already done all the nutrition, a lot of the mindset work, everything you could do on the physical side. And when I really started to work a lot more with the energetics, and understanding how the brain and consciousness works and what we have access to, because of Ainsley, my whole life changed. And I'm happy to say I run 3 to 8 kilometers every single week, happily and joyfully, pain-free. I love running. And I just thought I would kick us off with that, actually, because I share it often, but I think it's important to share here on the episode. So firstly, thank you, Ainsley, for allowing me to have that quality of life back. I can't thank you enough. It's actually priceless.
Oh. Well, thanks for entrusting me, for letting me facilitate it. It was a combination of, your effort, all of the work that you're doing, and just me holding the door open so that you can step through. So thank you for sharing that story too, because I forget, even though I do this every day, I forget the kind of miracles people have through the practice of theta healing, of energy healing. And I just noticed that my lights came off. I think my lights are on a timer.
You're okay. We can see
So
you.
as long as you can see me, are we still good?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah, and so we're going to be talking about how to stop reverse manifesting today. And Ainsley put some great tips together for you. And first on the Own It show, we always like to hear about our entrepreneur's journey. We want to inspire more conscious entrepreneurs to not only get on the journey, stay on the journey, because it is a journey. That's why only 10% of the population is willing to create something from nothing. And then also thrive on the journey. So please share. You're a very successful entrepreneur for years now. We met at Landmark. You were already thriving when I met you then. So tell us a little bit about how your entrepreneur journey's been and what's your story?
Absolutely. So my story began sitting at an office desk. Let's see, how long ago has that been now? Probably more than 15 years ago. And I remember looking at the clock thinking, I can't wait to go home so I can eat a bag of chips and sit in front of the TV because that is the most exciting part of my day. And I would have that thought almost every day at work. And this one particular day, I had the thought, I looked at the clock and it was 9:15. I literally arrived just 15 minutes after and something clicked. And I thought, that's kind of a sad thought to have. Like, that's the most exciting thing about your day, Ainsley, that you're going to go home and eat a bag of chips. So that's when the idea of pursuing something greater than that started to show up in my life. And I started to question things and I started to wonder if there was a better way and a more exciting and joyful way to live other than having to just go to work and come home and repeat that cycle every day. So about a year after that, I worked for a year to save up some money. And then I left that job and I went to the West Coast. I studied business. And then I ended up studying energy healing, Reiki, yoga. I hosted retreats. I did retreats and really just filled my life with all of the things that are pointing me to the direction I wanted to go, which is how to live that more fulfilling life. So from there, I ended up directing a yoga studio, a healing center, and now I've developed my own practice, doing theta healing, working with people of all ages. And the most exciting thing about my day sometimes can be like food, because let's, be real, food is fun and it's enjoyable to have in our life, but it's not the only thing for me. For me, it's the relationships that I get to have, the people I get to come home to, the breakthroughs that I get to witness. And one thing I want to share too, more specifically before my entrepreneurship journey began, was I was suffering from anxiety, depression, disordered eating, and PTSD, and I didn't know it. So going through that phase of trying to figure out a better life for myself, I got to see what was in my way, what I was creating in my life that was holding me back, and got to heal them. And in honesty, still healing a few things because we're human, we're not perfect, but having a way more better grasp and being able to manage better the things that I had to deal with in the past. So that's me. That's my story. That's how I got from the office to now a new office, but my office.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm so proud of you. And we're so grateful for all the work that you do and all the people that you're healing. And we're transforming the world one person and one healing at a time.
Yes,
I love
absolutely.
it. I love it. All right. So we got some great tips for you today. So I'm going to let Ainsley just kick it off first, and we'll talk about manifesting here. And then just going to talk about reverse manifesting. We have some great tips for you guys. And so I'll let you kick us off.
Okay, so before we even get into reverse manifesting, we have to understand what manifesting actually is. And I know that a lot of people probably viewing already have an idea of what it is because manifesting is such a buzzword. So I'm just going to recap it very quickly for those that need the reminder or still would like to learn more. So the focus of theta healing really is to uncover our limiting beliefs, our feelings, and our experiences from our past and from our ancestors that have been passed down to us that are in our way of manifesting. How we reveal that is through manifesting in general. So manifesting in theta healing is about visualizing and seeing and talking about what it is that you want to create in your life. and then taking the actions to bring those into reality. So in order to do so, I have a list of kind of do's and don'ts to keep in mind as you do that. So the first thing is you can only manifest for yourself. Unfortunately, you can't make anybody else do what you want. Although that would probably be easier in some relationships. We can't make anybody love us. We can only manifest for ourselves. For those that like to work in the energetic field, that believe in, spiritual guides, those in another existence that are supporting us or another realm that's supporting us, we can also ask for a replacement of those. So if we feel we need more support and guidance, we can manifest those too through different forms. Ask everything to come to you in the highest and best way. So often I have clients that say, okay, I want $10,000. And I always warn them, if you say that, it could come in any form. It could even come in the form of a car accident and an insurance payout. So by asking for the highest and best way, we're asking for that abundance to flow in with the least to zero amount of harm or suffering or discomfort as possible. So when you're creating your list of the things that you want, make sure it always ends off with the highest and best way. You also want to be very specific. So building on that example of the $10,000, that's very specific. But you also don't want to limit yourself, because what if you want more than that? What if you want 50,000 or 100,000? So you want to incorporate in your list that you would like to manifest $10,000 or more, or what is in our highest and best. So you are specific, but you're not limiting yourself at the same time. And the most important part is just knowing exactly what it is that you want. Sometimes we don't know that. And sometimes we manifest things that we don't actually want. And sometimes we manifest things that we think we want, but then we realize we don't actually want it after. And it's okay. Sometimes you need to do a number of manifesting to figure that out, but it's always good to really give it some thought at the beginning to decide what it is that you truly want for yourself and what are the experiences that you want for yourself. So again, that example with the $10,000, that's great. You can manifest that, but what do you really want with that? What do you want to do with that? Do you want to go on vacation? Do you want to, I don't know, buy a home? Do you want to invest in yourself and maybe changing careers? So if you're able to answer those questions in a different way, I would recommend that's what you manifest. Manifest the experiences and trust that the amount or whatever is required to fulfill on them will come in the highest and best way. Okay. The last few things is when you're asking for what you want, state it in the present tense. You want this now, because you're telling your brain, I have this now, instead of saying, I want this down the road or in the future, because that tells our brain to always want it. And we'll be in the state of constantly wanting something rather than actually having it in the present moment. And then the last one, don't ask to be like anyone else except you. Because we may have idols, we may see people in the media and really idolize what their lifestyle is looking like, for example. But as I've come to know, as you probably know, we're so complex and we don't always see many sides or all sides of a person. So if we're asking to be like someone else, we may inadvertently be manifesting those darker sides that may not fit with what we want for ourselves. Okay.
I just wanted to add in there for a second, guys, it's so important what she said when she's talking about making sure that you are speaking to what it is that you want instead of not what you want. There was she's talking quick, she's got so many great tips in there, but that was the biggest thing, being specific to say what you want and in the present tense. Most people often do the opposite. So make sure it is in speaking to what it is that we truly desire and specific and present. I want it just like a big star, because otherwise it stays in the future and we stay in seeking instead of having. And when we're thinking about what we don't want, we get it. And so we're actually manifesting all the time. It's just where our thoughts most of the time. And so you have to know what you want. Otherwise, we're just kind of taking whatever's coming our way. So
That's
you have
great.
to know what you want. It has to be specific and it has to be present tense.
Yes. Thank you for slowing that down and
Anytime.
summarizing it so perfectly. Yes. And then the last thing I'll add is to speak it into existence, to visualize it, and to visualize it in the theta brainwave state. And what that does is it puts it into the reality now. And it increases the chances of it actually happening.
I love that. So one of the things she also mentioned was to speak to what it is that what you want allows. Because I know for a lot of us, we all are desiring something, but it's actually usually not that thing that we truly desire. It's what that thing allows. So you wanted that other job or to have your own business because it now allows. So when we can get into thinking about what it allows us to be more into the state of the feeling of the goal achieved versus just focused on the goal, because the goal is what we want and the state is the feeling, and the unconscious mind is your feeling body. And so when we can think about what it allows us to enter that state of the goal achieved and be in that frequency. And if we focus on that, then the things that we need to make that happen will come. So if you need the $10,000 for the vacation and you focus on the vacation, the $10,000 come, and you'd focus as if you already had the vacation. So important to, instead of reverse manifesting and thinking about all the things that we don't want, to focus on what we do want, that goal is, but also what it allows. Huge, 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 like exclamation mark on that one too.
Yes, asterisks.
Yes, yes.
Asking yourself, like, what does it provide? What kind of experience does it provide for what you're asking for, and manifest that? Yes. Yay. So great. So that's sort of like, I'm just going to call it like linear manifesting. That's like, this is what I want. This is how I get it. Now, that may easily happen for some of us. Or we might get into the topic, which is reverse manifesting. We might actually manifest the exact opposite. So an example, maybe you're working towards a job promotion and you get up for an interview, but you end up losing that promotion and losing your career or losing your job. Or you're manifesting, your soulmate, the perfect person in your life, but you end up attracting these people that are the exact opposite of what you want to have a long-term partnership with or partner with. So why this happens, there are 3 key reasons why we end up reverse manifesting, why we end up getting the exact opposite of what we're trying to do, even though we're putting all of our best efforts to achieve that. So there's fears, number 1. 2, there's energetic emotional blocks. So any negative energy aside from fear, that includes resentments, rejection, regret. And then the 3rd is your divine timing. So ask yourself, okay, if I'm reverse manifesting, what am I afraid is going to happen if I actually get what I say I want? Often we have unconscious, subconscious fears of negative things happening. So for example, I've had clients who are dealing with long-term illness, and one of the fears we uncover is that if they heal, then all of that love and attention from their family will start to go away. Or if I develop my business, I end up switching careers and I become super successful, then I'll have no time for myself. I'll be overwhelmed. I won't get to see my family.
That's huge. I want to say what you just said there. I know for so many entrepreneurs, and even my timeline therapy practitioner, I do an exchange every month, and we worked on that for her and myself, because we know that we have this big idea, but there's a story over here, this fear that says, when I get it, it'll look like this, because everyone told you it's going to be so hard and it's going to cost you. So what we cleared was, it will cost you. And that blew my mind. I wanted this, but in my mind, if I got it, it's going to cost me my health, my family, my relationships, whatever story I had compiled. And so absolutely, often it's the fear, there's a story or fear that has us stopped from getting what we want, and instead of reverse manifesting and getting what we don't want, because it's like a protective mechanism. See, I'll help you not to have to cost you anything.
Yeah.
Instead, it's just going to cost you everything else.
Our brain is hardwired to help us stay safe and keep us alive. So at the very end of the day, that's the default. So when we are looking at what it is we want to create, what about this is actually keeping us safe by not getting it? How is that protecting us? Yeah. Thank you
Brilliant
for
question.
sharing that. That's so great. Yeah.
It's perfect, just like cleared it last Monday.
Great. And it's a common one for entrepreneurs, for sure.
Very, very common for entrepreneurs. For a lot of the times, it's responsibility, and we have to get clear that we're responsible to people, not for them. That was a big shift for me as well.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Thank
Yes,
you.
breaking the codependency and developing that interdependence. That's great. And with theta healing, when we understand what these blocks are, these thoughts are, we actually energetically release it from the subconscious mind and reprogram the mind with the thoughts that'll actually serve you, which is, it could be anything. It could be, I know how and what it feels like to be safe without fearing having to struggle or having to let's say with the example with the business and not being able to see your family, being overwhelmed. So I know how and what it feels like to be with family, to have time for myself, to have balance and have a successful business at the same time.
And I love the word
Yeah.
and instead of
Yeah.
but. I'd really like this, but. And we just take the but out, we put the and in. So I'd really like this, and I can have
Yes, exactly.
a
Exactly.
magic switch.
So the
Beautiful.
second thing that gets in the way of manifesting, that creates that reverse manifesting, is all other negative feelings aside from fear. And the biggest one, which we'll talk about today, is just resentments. So resentments it doesn't even have to do with anything in your manifestation. If you are holding a grudge, or if you feel resentful towards someone, or even if you feel let down or betrayed or disappointed by someone and by their actions towards you, that energy sits like a rock in your field and could block the things that are meant to come into your life. It literally takes up space. So ask yourself, if I'm reverse manifesting, who do I need to forgive? What do I need to let go of? And 99% of the time, it's yourself.
Mm, yeah. Often we have to forgive ourselves. We have a story and we make ourselves bad and wrong. And instead of just accepting where we are and not giving it a meaning and meeting ourselves with love and compassion and giving ourselves some space and grace just to be human on this human experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. So to forgive yourself and to forgive others so that you can move forward with a clean slate and without
Mhm.
that weight. And if we are wishing harm to others, we know there is no separation, and we know the law of attraction. We get what we give. So we're also then sending out that negative energy towards them, and it comes right back. So not only is it a block in our frequency, but we're actually attracting more negativity and things back. So that forgiveness is
Mhm.
part of the human ascension. We're all
Mhm.
human, and we know we are not our behaviors. It's just
Mhm.
who we were in that moment in time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And there's lots of ways to practice self-forgiveness. In theta healing, there's a guided exercise where we envision our past self and we talk to that past self, tell them everything that they've done to upset us, and then actually say, and now I forgive you. And it's a very beautiful exercise that really clears that. Another exercise I like to recommend is Ho'oponopono. the meditation where you just repeat, thank you for, please forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you. And that helps to cleanse whatever's in your space as well.
Is that what that means?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I have a really great song and I can't think of the name of it now, but there's a lot of great new artists coming out with basically like positive affirmations and high frequency music. Because we know that a lot of music that we listen to uses NLP against you, not with you, along with the frequencies that actually irritate your body and put you in states of out of joy and out of alignment. And so there's so many new artists that are coming out that you won't see them on the high labels because they wouldn't sign them, of course, and they wouldn't want to be with them. And they have it set to like different hertz frequencies with positive affirmations, and that is one of them. And I can't think of the name of it, but I'll share it in the comments in the Facebook group or on our Facebook here, so you guys can listen to that one because it's so beautiful.
That's great. Yeah, I would love to hear that.
Yeah, send it your way. Healing
So
House, I think it's called. I think that's the guy that does it. Healing House is the name of the music.
it's so great how the community is evolving and more people are stepping into their purposes and following their inner guidance and creating all of the support for everyone. It's a really wonderful time to be alive in that regard.
It really is. There's a huge transition of humanity and ascension happening.
100%. Yeah.
Pretty
So
magical.
the last key, one of the main key reasons why we reverse manifest is because of our divine timing. So this is like a really important concept. Divine timing is basically predetermined experiences in our life that our soul has chosen in order to help us grow. And these experiences, we cannot avoid them. We cannot run or hide from them. The only way to deal with them is to grow through them. And when we're manifesting, if we're manifesting something that isn't in alignment with our divine timing, then we end up reverse manifesting. So it's important to understand, what is our divine timing? What are these milestones in our life that our soul is working through? And then how do we and when do we manifest to support that instead of creating something that is against it? So for example, if one of your manifestations is to travel to a secluded island and live there for the next year, but your divine timing is to make a difference for people in the world, maybe it's coaching, personal development, then you won't manifest that secluded island paradise because it's not a match for it. So instead, you would adjust what you're manifesting. You can still have that island paradise, but maybe it's done in a different way. Maybe you're working remotely. Maybe you're there 2-3 months at a time. So you would manifest that experience in conjunction with what your soul is meant to be doing at the time. So I am experiencing this paradise vacation. It's safe to, and it's also safe to make a difference for others. And I'd like to do that in the highest and best way.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
The last thing too about that is divine timing is experiences that could last weeks, it could last years. It could just take time. So if you've been manifesting and doing everything sort of by the book, but it's still not happening, it just may be time. Be patient. With Vianna Steibel, the founder of Theta Healing, she was manifesting her divine life partner for 10 years before she found him. And when she did, when they shared their stories, they recognized that in the past, they weren't ready for each other. Their soul still needed to learn through things, go through things in order to finally meet and have their union. So don't give up. If you've followed all of these tips and advice, just be patient.
I love that. The art of surrender is the hardest thing for
Yes.
all. All right. So I know Ainsley has to go. So quick, Ainsley, what's your favorite book recommendation and what is your gift for everybody today?
So one of my favorite books is What Happened to You by Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey. A really great book about identifying those past experiences that are holding you back, which is a lot of what we do in theta healing, but in a very practical way.
Beautiful. I love it. And where can they learn more about you and what's that gift?
So go to my website, www.inspiredhealingpath.com. You can follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you book a complimentary consultation with me, we'll get to chat for about 20 minutes to discover what it is that you want to manifest. Could there be fears or blocks that are in your way? Maybe you need to understand what your divine timing is. So in this consultation, we can talk about what's possible for you. We can identify a few things. And then if you book a full session with me, just for being an Own It Empire, Own Your Life podcast watcher member, I will provide for you a 90-minute theta healing session for the cost of a 60-minute session. So you get a whole 30 minutes free.
I love that. So thank you for that beautiful gift. Guys, regardless if you're going to do the session or not, book the free consultation because you never know what has you blocked and what has you stopped. And Ainsley is incredible and she can help you with that. And if you're ready to take it to the next level, she's gifting you 30 minutes free when you book a 60-minute session. So incredible. And that's just for listening to this episode. So thank you so much, Ainsley, for your time, your energy, your knowledge, and all the work you do in this world. We greatly, greatly appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you. And right back at you. Really, it's always a pleasure and privilege anytime I connect with you on any medium. I wish we had more time.
It's okay, we'll have you back again. We'll have you back again, Ainsley, and that was amazing, and it's absolutely my pleasure. So guys, maybe you want to listen to this episode a couple of times because there were so many golden nuggets in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes,
thank you.
please do.
Yeah.
I had to speak on like 5x speed. So sorry for those that need me to slow down. Maybe just rewatch it a few more times.
Yeah, a couple of times, and it'll be amazing because we always get something new every time we rewatch. So come back again and check out more episodes. And again, thank you, Ainsley, so much. And reminder to our audience, stay happy, healthy, wealthy, and what is the best that can happen? We'll see you on the next episode. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning into the Own It Show today. Make sure to leave a review and subscribe. We want to thank you for your time and energy and extend the invite for you to join us in the Own It community on Facebook, an incubator for conscious entrepreneurs so that they can step into their greatness. We have tons of free trainings and resources for you, as well as a great opportunity to network with people leaving a positive impact on this world. Make sure to come back for next week's show. Have an incredible day. Remember, expect magic and miracles. Stay happy, healthy, and wealthy.